Once upon a time, there was a man named Frank who lived in Ohio. He was 72 years old, and he used to be the strongest person in his neighborhood morning walking group. Every morning, he would ride his bike to the park, walk around the lake 3 times, and then start his day with a hot cup of coffee and a warm smile with his old wife. But then, one day, his legs started to betray him. At first, it was just a little sore after going to the market, then a slight numbness when going down the stairs. Then, in the morning, he couldn't get out of bed without holding on to the railing. Frank had no injuries, no accidents, no surgeries, but in just a few years, he found himself slowly disappearing, starting with his legs. Have you ever felt like Frank? Every morning when you wake up, your legs feel heavier, harder to walk, and you don't know why. Did you know that after the age of 60, we can lose up to 3% of our muscle strength every year, even without any pain or illness? But here's what most people don't know. By changing what you eat for just one day, you can start regaining strength in your legs in just 12 hours. And no, this isn't magic. It's real science, tested on real people, and the results are beyond belief. In today's video, you'll discover the 8 most powerful foods for leg recovery for people over 55, ranked from least effective to most surprising. A drink that can relieve pain and restore muscles overnight, but 99% of people don't use it correctly. And a familiar food that, if you eat it the wrong way, can make your legs weaker every day without you even knowing it. They're all well researched, backed by real data, and most importantly, easy to apply, inexpensive, and have helped thousands of seniors regain confidence on their feet. Before we get started, leave a comment with the name of the city where you live. We read every comment and would love to know where in the world you're watching this video from. And now ... Let's start with the first food, a small ingredient that can awaken your dormant muscle strength. Frank didn't age weakly. He didn't sit around all day, and he didn't eat irregularly. So why did his legs get weaker? Here's what his doctor explained, and it completely changed the way he looked at leg strength in his old age. We often believe that losing strength is a natural part of aging, but the truth is, the body doesn't naturally weaken, it responds to signals we send every day. There are 3 silent killers that weaken your legs that most people don't realize. Poor circulation. As you age, the blood vessels in your legs begin to narrow, reducing the amount of oxygen and nutrients your muscles need. Long-term inflammation. The body is in a constant state of low-grade inflammation, making it difficult for muscles to recover. This is what processed foods and refined sugars do insidiously. Lack of muscle building blocks. Muscles need protein, magnesium, collagen, but their daily meals are often lacking or not absorbed effectively. Frank wasn't weak because he was old. He was weak because his legs were starved, without good blood, without the materials to recover, and without enough deep rest. Here's the kicker. When he started changing his diet for a week, with the simple foods you'll see in this video, his condition improved dramatically. That morning, for the first time in months, he got out of bed without holding onto the back of a chair. Just a small change, but the beginning of a big journey. We don't lose strength because we get older. We lose strength because we stop taking care of our feet, the things that have faithfully supported us all our lives. And if you've ever felt your feet slowing down, not as steady as they used to be, don't blame old age. Start nourishing your feet again, one meal at a time, one sip of water at a time, one small choice at a time. Now, to kickstart your recovery journey, start with the first food, a small dish that's a natural magnesium boost that will help your leg muscles stretch better in just a few hours. Elaine, 68, is a former yoga teacher in Santa Monica. She still maintains a healthy lifestyle, a vegetarian diet, morning breathing exercises, and never skipping meals. But recently, she noticed something strange. Although she took collagen, magnesium, and protein supplements every day, her legs still felt sluggish, lacking strength, and sometimes shaking after an afternoon walk. She began to wonder, am I doing this right? Or does my body need something more real? Real foods like salmon, leafy greens, nuts, or bone broth not only provide vitamins, they also contain natural bioactive compounds like flavonoids, enzymes, and healthy fats that help direct nutrients to the muscles. Meanwhile, supplements if taken at the wrong time or on a full stomach can pass through the digestive system without much absorption. Elaine changed her approach. Instead of just swallowing a supplement, she started drinking real bone broth after her walks. She added cooked vegetables, pan-fried salmon, and soaked pumpkin seeds to her daily menu. After 10 days, she texted her granddaughter just one line. "Today I climbed 12 flights of stairs without holding on to the handrail. And I laughed the whole way down." Real food nourishes the whole body. Pills only supplement, not replace. Just like you can't build a solid house with bricks without cement, steel, and a good craftsman. Of course, supplements still have a role, especially during recovery or when you're severely deficient. But let real food be the foundation. And if you want to start with a small, easy to find, inexpensive food that can restore muscle in a matter of hours, here's a little known fact. Many older people find their legs heavy, tired, and even cramp at night, but think it's because they're too old. In reality, sometimes they're just lacking one crucial mineral, magnesium. And the solution, right in your kitchen cupboard, in a little jar that's often forgotten. Pumpkin seeds. Ruth, 74, from Florida, suffered from nighttime cramps so bad that she had to stop mid-sleep. Her daughter was worried and bought all kinds of circulation-boosting medications, but nothing worked. Until one day, a nutritionist suggested she try eating 2 tablespoons of soaked pumpkin seeds every morning. After just 3 days, she no longer had cramps. After just 1 week, she felt lighter when walking up the stairs. And after just 10 days, she said something that made everyone in the house laugh. "I think my legs are about 15 years younger." Why are pumpkin seeds so effective? They are one of the highest natural sources of magnesium, which helps muscles contract properly and prevents muscle tension. They also contain zinc, which supports hormones and muscle tissue repair. Plus, the healthy fats help reduce inflammation in the muscle tissue around the knees and thighs. When you are deficient in magnesium, your muscles are prone to spasms, nerve conduction is poor, and the feeling of out-of-control walking will begin to appear. Best way to use: soak 2 tablespoons of raw unsalted pumpkin seeds in filtered water overnight helps reduce phytic acid and increase mineral absorption. Eat it in the morning, add it to oatmeal, smoothies, or eat it with fruit. Note: don't use the salted or prepackaged kind, as the high sodium content can be counterproductive. Sometimes your body doesn't need a big deal, just listen and give it what it needs. A spoonful of seeds, a step to recovery. And if you've tried pumpkin seeds and want another food to help your legs recover faster overnight, you'll want to know about the juice in the next section. Margaret, 66, of Arizona, used to dread getting out of bed in the morning. Her calves would ache. Her thighs were as stiff as wood. And even though she didn't walk much, her legs felt like they'd been climbing hills all night. She tried supplements. She tried heat, salt baths. Nothing worked. Then one day, she happened to hear a local radio show mention tart cherry juice as a natural way to recover muscles. At first, she was hesitant because she was controlling her blood sugar. But then, after researching and using it properly, she discovered a small glass, taken at the right time, it may be the best thing I've ever done for my legs. Margaret shared after 2 weeks of testing. So what's so special about tart cherry juice? Contains anthocyanins, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that helps muscles recover faster. Helps clear lactic acid, a substance that causes pain after exercise. Helps sleep deeper, thanks to natural melatonin helps the body recover well at night. A Scandinavian study showed that people over 60 years old who drank 2 glasses of tart cherry juice a day could reduce muscle pain by 23% after just a few days. But here's the important thing that many people overlook. Tart cherry juice has natural sugars. And if you drink it at the wrong time, it can cause a slight spike in blood sugar, especially for people with prediabetes. How to use it safely and effectively: choose 100% tart cherry juice, undiluted, with no added sugar. Use only for 2 to 6 ounces, about half a small glass. Drink it in the evening, after meals, when your blood sugar is already stable. Or dilute it 1-to-1 with water if you're sensitive to sugar. After a week of regular use, Margaret texted her best friend. "For the first time in months, I no longer dread getting out of bed in the morning. My legs are still here, but now they're not protesting." Not all juices are bad, if you know how to turn them into recovery tools. Tart cherry juice is more than just a drink. It's a message from nature. Any muscle can heal if you give it time, nutrients, and a good night's sleep. And if you prefer something a little less sugary, lighter, but still nutrient-dense, and naturally helps to get blood flowing to your legs, then the next food will do the trick. You're surprised. Charles, 70, is a very picky eater. Every morning he makes a green smoothie with raw spinach, bananas, and chia seeds. He believes he's doing the right thing because greens are the king of health. But ironically, his legs are getting weaker. Walking around the backyard makes him tired, and sharp pains in his calves start appearing after climbing the stairs. One day, during a routine checkup, his doctor asks him, "Charles, do you often have muscle aches, cramps, or a feeling of instability in your legs?" "Yes, but I still eat a lot of vegetables," he says. After a while of chatting, the doctor smiles. Vegetables are good, but not all raw vegetables are absorbed. And if you eat them the wrong way, they can rob your muscles of what they need. Little known fact, raw spinach contains a lot of oxalate, a natural compound that can prevent the body from absorbing magnesium and calcium, two extremely important minerals for muscle and nerve function. Meanwhile, when you cook spinach, the oxalate will be largely broken down, making the minerals inside easier to absorb. The real benefits of cooked spinach for the legs. Rich in natural nitrate helps the body produce nitric oxide, dilates blood vessels, increases circulation to the legs, provides potassium, magnesium, vitamin K helps maintain effective muscle contraction and relaxation, reduces pain during exercise, helps recover after walking, climbing stairs, or light exercise within 12 to 24 hours. A study from the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who ate one serving of cooked spinach each day had significant improvements in walking speed and leg strength after just 7 days. Best way to use it: lightly boil, steam, or sauté with olive oil, garlic, and a little lemon juice, which helps increase the absorption of iron and fat-soluble vitamins. Avoid overcooking, which can destroy vitamins. Combine cooked spinach with protein like eggs, fish, or quinoa to boost muscle recovery. After replacing his raw smoothie with scrambled eggs and spinach every morning, Charles texted his daughter, "My legs don't shake when I get up from my chair anymore. And this morning, I was able to water the plants in the garden for 30 minutes without a break." Not all healthy foods are healthy for you if you don't understand how your body absorbs them. Sometimes, just a little cooking can turn vegetables from good but harmful into real medicine for the feet. And if you're looking to energize your feet without tiring them out quickly, come to the next food, a dish that is both warm and helps your muscles maintain endurance for hours after a meal. Harold, 73, is a former Marine. Although he has been retired for many years, he still maintains the habit of walking around his neighborhood in San Diego every afternoon. But recently, after lunch, he often feels sluggish, his legs feel like lead, and he can only walk for a few minutes before having to sit down. The strange thing is, his lunch is not lacking in starch. He usually eats a plate of white rice, chicken, and some boiled vegetables. It sounds reasonable, but something is making his legs lack strength. An old friend, a former military doctor, came by and asked, "Have you ever tried replacing white rice with lentils?" "Lentils? I thought that was for vegetarians." "No, that's for smart muscles. Here's the truth. White rice digests very quickly, causing blood sugar to spike, then drop, you feel tired, weak, especially in your legs. Meanwhile, lentils digest more slowly, provide steady energy, and contain protein, iron, potassium, and magnesium, substances that muscles need to move for long periods without fatigue. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults who ate lentils every day for 2 weeks had a 22% increase in leg endurance and felt more stable when standing for long periods. What can lentils do for your legs? Keep blood sugar levels stable, avoid weak legs after meals. Provide leucine, an important amino acid in muscle recovery. Increase muscle insulin sensitivity, help you use energy more effectively when walking, climbing stairs, exercising. Suggested uses: cook lentils with turmeric, garlic, and a little black pepper to increase anti-inflammatory ability. Eat with cooked vegetables, or replace white rice in the main meal. Avoid canned lentils with added salt or preservatives. After only 10 days of replacing white rice with a lightly cooked lentil soup, Mr. Harold told his wife, "I feel strange. Today I walked for 20 minutes without feeling tired in my legs. It's like the energy doesn't drop halfway." It's not about eating a lot to have strength. It's about eating the right things to keep your strength. And lentils, though small, pack a punch of energy, enough to sustain your legs all afternoon long. And if you're looking for a food that's both a muscle-repairing powerhouse and a powerful anti-inflammatory, this next food might surprise you. It's not only delicious, but also one of the best muscle-healing foods after 60. Linda, 69, lives in Oregon and used to enjoy gardening and walking her dog every morning. But a few months ago, her knees started to. "I have a dull ache in my head. It feels like my joints are creaking every time I stand up from a chair. I try to do light exercises, apply oil, and take supplements, but the pain still comes back, especially when the weather gets cold." One afternoon, while having lunch with my niece, a nutrition student, she complained, "I think my knees are old and can't be repaired anymore." She pointed to the plate of grilled salmon on the table and said, "No, Grandma, sometimes just eating the right things regularly is enough for the body to repair itself." And she was right. Salmon is not just a heart-healthy food, it is a natural recovery medicine for the knees and muscles. Ingredients: benefits: omega-3 EPA+ DHA reduces inflammation around the joints, helps blood flow to the muscles better. High-quality protein rebuilds muscle fibers, repairs damage after exercise. Vitamin D helps absorb calcium, regulates muscle contractions and prevents cramps. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate salmon 3 times a week increased their leg muscle strength by 24% in just 10 days, especially around the knees and thighs. After 2 weeks of adding salmon to dinner 3 times a week, Linda wrote in her diary, "I get out of bed without my knees cracking. I walk to the market without stopping to rub my feet." Who would have thought that salmon was the medicine she needed without knowing it all along? A little tip when using salmon to restore joints and muscles: choose wild-caught salmon if possible. It has higher omega-3 content than farmed fish. Lightly grill, pan-fry with olive oil, lemon and a few herbs. Avoid deep frying or marinating in sugar sauce. It will destroy the good fats. Your body is constantly trying to repair itself, but it needs the right ingredients. And sometimes, a seemingly familiar dish like salmon is the answer to a need that has been silently crying out for help for years. And if you're looking for a food that's not only good for your muscles, but also improves the overall strength of your legs, a dish rich in plant protein and extremely easy to combine, then the next part is the dish you shouldn't miss. Dennis, 71, used to eat white rice 3 meals a day. But when his doctor advised him to cut down on starch quickly to control his blood sugar and reduce leg pain, he switched to eating quinoa, a grain that people call a superfood. However, after a week of trying this new dish, he called his son and complained, "I've been eating quinoa, as the doctor said, but the more I eat, the more full I feel, and my legs are still as weak as before." His son, a chef in Seattle, asked a simple question. "Did you wash the quinoa thoroughly before cooking it?" "No, just add water." "Oh, so you're eating saponins." Here's what many people, especially older adults, don't know about quinoa. Quinoa is a pseudograin that contains all 9 essential amino acids, a rarity in the plant world. But if you don't wash off the saponin coating, quinoa will taste bitter, be difficult to digest, and may affect your ability to absorb nutrients. The real benefits of quinoa for leg muscles and strength in old age: complete protein, helps repair and build muscle, especially after exercise. Magnesium and potassium, supports muscle function, reduces cramps, increases neuromuscular coordination. Fiber and slow-release carbs, keep your energy steady, avoid midday slumps. A study in Brazil found that older adults who replaced white rice with quinoa for lunch had significantly improved balance and walking ability the next morning. Tips for proper preparation: rinse quinoa thoroughly with cold water until the water is clear. Remove bitterness. Cook at a ratio of 1 part quinoa to parts water or broth. Combine with cooked vegetables like spinach, eggs or fish to increase the restorative value. Add a little olive oil or lemon juice for a richer flavor and easier digestion. After learning how to cook quinoa properly, Dennis turned this dish into a favorite lunch. Now I understand why people call it the grain of strength. I eat a plate, and my legs feel strong enough to walk 2 laps around the park. Good food will only work its magic if you know how to use it properly. And with quinoa, just 1 extra rinse and you've gone from being a heavy-duty food to a sustainable source of energy for the whole body. And if you're looking for something even more powerful, something that, after just a few hours of use, can make your legs feel lighter and your gait more steady, then this next dish will surprise you. Tom, 74, is a sports enthusiast. Even though he's retired, he still enjoys watching marathons and often sits there watching every step on the screen. Once, while watching the Boston Marathon, he heard a commentator say that many professional athletes drink beetroot juice before competing. He laughed and muttered, "That's probably just for young people. My legs feel heavy even walking from the kitchen to the backyard." But a few days later, his daughter, a fitness trainer, brought over a dark red bottle and said, "Dad, try this. This is beetroot juice, not just for athletes. It helps older people improve circulation and leg strength too." And in fact, science is on the side of beets. Beetroot contains extremely high levels of natural nitrate, which when entering the body will be converted into nitric oxide, a molecule that helps dilate blood vessels, increasing oxygen circulation to the muscles, especially the legs and hips. A study from the Journal of Gerontology showed that elderly people who drank beetroot juice increased their walking speed and leg muscle strength by up to 19% within just a few hours of use. Another study from Hypertension also noted drinking beet juice every day can reduce blood pressure and improve blood vessel elasticity, helping to move more gently without getting tired. Special benefits of beets for the elderly: increases blood circulation to the legs, helping to reduce the feeling of heaviness, tension, or stiffness. Reduces fatigue quickly after light exercise such as walking, climbing stairs. Provides antioxidants, gives supports muscle tissue recovery. How to use effectively: use pure beet juice, no added sugar. Drink food to 6 ounces, about half a small glass, 60 minutes before light activity or in the morning. Can be mixed with lemon, apple or ginger juice to make it easier to drink and increase digestion. If you don't use juice, you can boil or roast beets. Gives eat with your main meal. After a week of trying beet juice in the morning, Mr. Tom shared with his group of retirees, "You know, I just climbed the stairs of the library without having to hold on to the railing. It's been a long time since I felt like my legs came back to life like that." When you improve blood flow to your legs, not only can you go further, but you also feel younger from the inside. And sometimes the answer isn't in a pill, it's in a bright red root sitting quietly in the corner of the supermarket. And if you think beetroot is powerful enough, the next food might surprise you. Because it not only repairs muscles, it rebuilds connective tissue, soothes joints, improves the ability to stand in just a few hours. Susan, 72, used to be a home cook, the one her grandchildren remember for her fragrant chicken soup every winter. But recently, after slipping in the shower, her knees have weakened. She walks slowly, needs help climbing stairs, and her legs feel like rotten wood when she wakes up in the morning. An old friend comes to visit and asks gently, "Do you still make bone broth like you used to?" "Oh, I haven't done that for a long time. Who has time to simmer bones for 10 hours anymore?" Then maybe your legs are missing what those bones used to provide. And that's the little-known truth. Bone broth is more than just a soup. It's a natural restorative formula that helps rebuild muscles, lubricate joints, and soothe connective tissues that have worn out over time. Why is bone broth so powerful? Ingredients: uses. Collagen and gelatin helps rebuild connective tissue, increase joint elasticity. Glycine and proline, special amino acids, support muscle recovery and reduce inflammation. Natural electrolytes: magnesium, potassium, maintain stable muscle contraction and relaxation, reduce leg fatigue after exercise. Warm, easy to digest liquid helps absorb quickly after light exercise. A study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism found that older adults who consumed collagen-rich bone broth increased muscle strength by 36% in just 1 week and felt their knees become more flexible after just 24 hours. The most effective way to use it: use broth from high-quality chicken or beef bones, preferably organic, free-range. Simmer for at least 10 to 12 hours with apple cider vinegar, ginger, and garlic to fully extract collagen. Drink a warm glass after light exercise or before breakfast. It helps absorb quickly into the blood. You can add a little sea salt, vegetables, or your favorite spices for ease of use. Mrs. Susan returned to her old habits, except this time she made the broth not for her grandchildren, but for her own feet. After 10 days, she went to the market alone, carrying a small bag of vegetables, and smiled at the vendor. I haven't walked this far since that fall. Maybe my bones are grateful that I'm feeding them spoon by spoon. The most precious thing in the kitchen is sometimes not the main dish, but the quietest part, the broth. Bone broth is a gentle gift for the feet that have served you all your life, and you deserve to have that stability back, one sip at a time. Now, you have gone through the 10 most powerful foods for your feet after 60. Not all of them are expensive or hard to find, but each, if used correctly and regularly, can bring you closer to the feeling of walking confidently, without worrying about losing balance, without fear of falling. And if you want to recap the whole journey, along with 5 simple ways to incorporate these foods into your morning routine, continue to watch the next part, where we turn knowledge into action, step by step. You've just gone through the 10 best foods to restore your legs after 60. But the most common question after every video like this is, where should I start? How to eat right? How to arrange those foods during the day? Let me share with you a one-day leg recovery meal plan. Simple, easy to do, no fuss, and you can apply it starting tomorrow morning. Morning, light warm-up, good goal. Reduce inflammation, increase blood flow to the legs, gently warm up the muscles from the inside. Before breakfast on an empty stomach. 1 small glass of beetroot juice 4 to 6 ounces, or tart cherry juice if legs are often sore and tired. Effect: increased nitric oxide gives blood flow to the calves, thighs. Breakfast: poached or lightly sauté eggs. 1/2 cup washed and cooked quinoa. 1 handful of cooked spinach lightly sauté with garlic plus olive oil. 1–2 tablespoons pumpkin seeds soaked overnight, eaten alone or added to quinoa bowl. Effect: increase stable energy, reduce muscle tension and supplement natural protein. Lunch: strengthen goal. Provide protein and minerals to muscles. Limit energy crash after eating. Lunch: grilled salmon 3 to 4 ounces or pan-seared with lemon and herbs. 1 small cup cooked lentils, seasoned with turmeric, black pepper and herbs. Light salad with sliced boiled beets or tossed with olive oil and lemon. What it does: helps restore muscle tissue, relieve joint pain, and maintain good balance in the afternoon. Evening: recovery and regeneration goal. Soothes muscles, aids tissue regeneration during sleep, prevents night cramps. 30 minutes before dinner, 1 small glass of warm bone broth, homemade or choose a type without additives. What it does: provides collagen, glycine, helps restore connective tissue, improves flexibility of knees and ankles. Light dinner: steamed eggs or boiled chicken breast. Steamed veggies like kale or broccoli, a little leftover quinoa from the morning. Before bed, if you have night cramps, snack on 1–2 tablespoons of soaked pumpkin seeds or a small glass of warm bone broth again. Benefits: magnesium plus glycine gives muscle relaxation and deep sleep. Recovery doesn't come from one miracle meal, it comes from small choices, repeated consistently every day. You don't need to eat all 10 foods in one day. Just pick 3 to 4 that work for you, rotate them throughout the week, and watch your body change. If you found this helpful, comment yes below. I'll send you a free PDF with my super easy to follow 7-day meal plan for leg strength recovery. And don't forget, your feet don't need miracles, they just need some care, the right way, and a lot of patience.